Also, YouTubes Unwatched Horrors von Farrell Maguire. Dem Thumbnail nach zu urteilen, gruselige YouTube-Videos ohne Views. Und wir hatten damals schon mal irgendwann, es gab mal so eine Webseite, wo man sich Videos anschauen konnte mit 0 Views. Und das war mega interessant. Damals war das so ein bisschen so in so einer Art Trend, dass Leute das irgendwie öfter mal gemacht haben. Ich finde, für so ein kleines Gruselformat ist das schon mal gar nicht so schlecht. Man kennt immer so diese ganzen Standard-Klassiker, aber so Sachen, die halt noch keiner gesehen hat, ist natürlich doppelt creepy. Also rein da. Oh, ich habe natürlich den Sound ausgemacht. Das ist sehr intelligent von mir. Das sollten wir.
Today, we're going to explore some of YouTube's.
Today ist vor allem wieder so ein Day, wo ich mit meiner Cam wieder überall im Weg bin, Alter. Pass mal auf. Wir machen das jetzt einmal hier fix. So.
Most obscure, creepy videos. But before we do that, I want to tell you a story about a more.
Before we do that, machen wir erstmal hier Licht aus, oder ein bisschen Stimmung. Grusel-Vibes, Gruselstimmung, das muss ja sein. Ja, Mann. Sonst komme ich ja hier gar nicht richtig rein in die Stimmung. So, ein da.
Widely known horror. Back in 2013, in that liminal summer I spent between high school and college, I spent many late nights alone in my room, browsing the weird side of YouTube. Back in those days, the recommendations in the sidebar of a video were usually just other clips related to the one you were watching, not personalized recommendations that have nothing to do with the current video. Because of this, you could find one strange clip that happened to.
Diese automatische Übersetzung geht actually gar nicht mal so bad. Also finde ich okay. Okay, sorry.
Fit in an odd place in the algorithm. And through its sidebar, you could be sent on an endless rabbit hole of weird video after weird video. In one of these late night expeditions into the underbelly of YouTube, I came across a particularly unsettling video.
Das sind immer diese Low-Quality-Videos, die so richtig creepy sind einfach.
The title was Kuyang Dayak, and the video appeared to show some sort of creature inside a cage being viewed by spectators. The quality of the clip was quite poor. It's super compressed and low resolution, and it's hard to make out just what exactly this being is. It looks as if it has a head of a human and the body of some sort of small animal.
Aber das gab es super häufig, auch damals so auf Facebook waren dann immer so virale Videos von so eigenartigen Kreaturen mit so Menschenköpfen, aber so komische Tierkörper, und dann wurden immer angeblich irgendwelche Meerjungfrauen gesichtet oder irgendein Alien, das dann irgendwo angespült worden ist oder was weiß ich was. Das war so ein richtiges Ding damals.
Maybe a fox, considering how bushy and big its tail is. The beast seems to twitch every few seconds, and while the head might look human, it certainly isn't acting human. It lays there in a lethargic way that might lead one to think it isn't aware of its surroundings, much like a caged animal. Onlookers speak in a foreign language while this thing seemingly writhes in a state of discomfort, and that's all there really is to it. Needless to say, out of every video I've ever seen on the weird side of YouTube, this one stuck with me the most. Not only was the clip itself deeply unsettling, but there was just no information about it anywhere. Nobody had any sort of explanation as to what this thing was, and as a result, it lived in my mind for many years as a disturbing unsolved mystery. Fast forward to last month, and out of the blue, I once again thought about Kuyang Dayak. This time though, I was determined to actually get to the bottom of this strange video. It took me a little while to actually find it again, but once I did, I began digging. The clip was uploaded in 2011 and has no description or tags. The user.
Frag einfach irgendwen auf Reddit. Spätestens in einem Monat hast du einfach alle Informationen darüber, weil Reddit ist einfach das Informationen-Gainer-Spot hoch 100.
That put it up, Chibonk182, only has 2 other videos. One of them is an Indonesian news clip about Mubarak, the former president of Egypt, but the other one is another creepy video. The title is Leak Bali Pena.
Ich finde das sowieso immer so richtig eigenartig. Warum kommen so aus diesen Gegenden immer so die eigenartigsten Videos? Oder auch so, habt ihr mal so auf Instagram so Nachrichten von so einem random Inder bekommen, der euch so irgendeinen Beitrag von irgendeinem indischen Kind oder so einer indischen Frau oder von sich halt irgendwie schickt und dann so völlig ohne Kontext, out of the blue, einfach irgendwas. Oder ich weiß nicht, das ist so. Ich frage mich mal, was geht in den Menschen vor, einfach irgendwem auf der Welt sowas random zu senden?
Pakat,
So richtig
and it's a grainy
komisch.
compressed camcorder clip of a group of people sitting around a fire with wolves howling in the background.
Klassiker. So unser Mensch durch dieses Haar. Aha.
The camera zooms in, the video glitches a bit, and a strange creature can be seen approaching the fire.
Das ist ja
It
Bugul,
begins
aus
talking to the
Sinister.
people sitting around the flames, showing off its horrible witch-like hands.
The camera pans away from the fire and some chaos begins to happen off screen. When it pans back, a man can be seen laying on the ground, apparently having some sort of seizure while his friends try to help him. The clip cuts to everyone suddenly laying still, and it's all just very silly. I appreciate the effort, but this is obviously fake. The wolf sounds in the beginning are looped and obviously aren't coming from the camera's microphone, and the creature looks like a guy in a Halloween mask. But I think it's still a well done piece of internet horror, especially for the time period. You know what's even scarier than Halloween masks and grainy video clips? The sheer amount of spam and scam calls that I get. It feels like a daily thing nowadays, and I don't know if it's just me, but it feels like they're getting more aggressive. I got one recently where they were like, oh, you've committed tax fraud and the police are on their way to your house to arrest you. But we'll call them off if you sign
Denn so würde sich das Finanzamt melden. Immer.
into this online form. Part of the reason for these scam calls is because of big companies mishandling your data. I mean, take AT&T for example. They recently revealed that nearly all of their customers' call and text records have been exposed in a massive data breach. And it hasn't even been a few months since they admitted over 70 million of their users' social security numbers ended up on the dark web. But luckily, there's a service out there that can help you protect yourself. Aura,
Oh my
the
God.
sponsor of today's video. Aura will not only alert you if your sensitive information becomes compromised, they'll also alert you if anyone uses that data to try to get into your credit or bank accounts. Not only do they offer this real-time protection against cybercrime, they do a lot more. They offer a VPN, transaction monitoring, antivirus,
Ich
text
dachte jetzt halt wirklich, ich habe nicht damit gerechnet, dass das jetzt ein Placement wird. Ich habe wirklich damit gerechnet, dass er jetzt irgendwie erzählt, dass durch ihren so einen Spam-Anruf oder sowas ihm irgendwas Eigenartiges passiert ist oder er von irgendeinem Video berichtet, wo so ein Spam-Anruf so richtig eigenartige Züge annimmt. Ich war so richtig drin gerade schon.
Identity theft insurance, a
Oh
password
man,
manager.
aber okay.
It's like an entire suite of
Sehr gut gemacht.
cybersecurity tools all rolled into one app that's actually pretty affordable. They even have an AI-powered call assistant that will screen unknown calls for spams or scams, while still forwarding you your legitimate calls. I'm not leaving my family vulnerable to cybercrime, and I hope you won't either. Head over to aura.com/feral to get a 2-week free trial of Aura. You can find the link in the description below.
Na denn.
Okay,
Perfekt.
this leaked Bali video might have been fake, but what about Kuyang Dayak? Well, the title refers to an entity from Southeast Asian folklore that manifests itself as a floating severed head with its entrails hanging out from under it. But that has nothing to do with the creature in the video, which isn't actually supernatural at all. A few Google searches will reveal that this video depicts a Pakistani sideshow attraction. They have a man sit under a box with his
Wie schlecht ist dieses Ding ist ausgeschnitten. Das hängt da wirklich legit offiziell irgendwo.
head sticking out, and put the body of a stuffed fox close to his neck covered up by a scarf or fur to make it look like it's attached to him. The man wears makeup and presents as a woman to onlookers and acts as a sort of fortune teller. People ask him about the future and he responds in a jovial manner. The most famous of these fortune tellers is known as Mumtaz Begum, who works in a zoo in Karachi. Now Mumtaz Begum is not the fortune teller depicted in this video.
Sieht ein bisschen mehr so wie so eine tote Version davon aus.
In fact, the person playing the half
So
fox, half
ein Wahrsager angespült worden an irgendeiner Küste von sonst wo.
human is acting pretty strangely. These characters are supposed to be positive and silly, but this one looks really uncomfortable, like it doesn't want to be there.
Das ist ein eigenartiger Sinn von Humor, ehrlich gesagt. Das wirkt irgendwie ein bisschen, ich weiß nicht, so weird.
I can think of two scenarios that explain this video. In the first one, the fortune teller is just simply having a bad day. I found a Pakistani news clip about Mumtaz Begum, and in it, he said that he needs to work 11-hour shifts every day without any breaks. That would be enough to put me and most people in a bad mood. In the second scenario, Chibonk182 purposefully staged this clip. We know from his leaked Bali video that he has made internet horror before, so why would this be any different? Maybe he happens to know someone who plays one of these fortune tellers, and together they made a grainy video clip of them acting as uncanny and weird as possible.
I don't know which scenario happens to be correct here, but we were able to somewhat figure out what was going on in Kuyang Dayak, which makes sense. The video has almost 1 million views. We know who made it. It has context. But what if I told you there was a completely different category of creepy videos available online that are all magnitudes more mysterious than Kuyang Dayak? I'm talking about videos with low view counts made by unknown creators depicting unexplainable scenes. These videos exist seemingly detached from everything else on the internet, as if they just popped into existence one day without any warning or explanation. If there was a YouTube iceberg and Kuyang Dayak was somewhere in the middle, these next videos would be right at the bottom. We're about to investigate clips that completely lack any origin or context, as if they came from another reality.
Ich bin gespannt. Aber es würde mich echt mal interessieren, wie viele dieser Videos entstanden sind, weil ihr mir dachte, ey komm, wir machen ein richtig gruseliges Video, laden es einfach random hoch und irgendwann hat das so 1 Million Views und irgendwie so lauter Subreddits, die sich darüber unterhalten, was es damit auf sich haben könnte, bla bla bla, pipapo. Dann so nach so 11 Jahren hat so 800 Views oder sowas, die denken so, naja, okay, schade, hat da irgendwie nicht funktioniert oder haben es auch mittlerweile schon wieder vergessen. Und dann kommt so ein Dude, wie er hier mit so 60.000 Abonnenten und haut plötzlich so ein 500.000 View-Video raus und man hat sich da so richtig Wochen und Monate lang irgendwie mit auseinandergesetzt, beschäftigt, sonst hast du doch gewonnen. Hast doch auch einer gewonnen.
There's something oddly alluring about the winter solstice. That period of the year when the Earth's orbital tilt reaches.
Wintersonnenwende, ist die nicht jetzt gewesen letztens? Gestern? Haben wir nicht. Ist das Wintersonnenwende? Ich weiß gar nicht.
Its climax, and it feels like the sun sets only a few hours into the day. That time when Christmas seemingly puts society to sleep, leaving everything quiet, dark, and covered in snow. This first video we're going to investigate may have taken place during one such winter night. Before we talk about it, we're going to watch it in its entirety.
vengan a ver esto, boludo, vengan a ver, boludo, mira lo que hice, ¿qué es lo que hizo, mira, boludo, mira, boludo, se está preparado, boludo, se está preparado, mira,
Okay, was ist das?
Mira, boludo, ¿qué es lo que hizo?
Gelächter. Ah, ich glaube nicht, Bro. Ich kann nicht sagen, was die Beine, was die Arme sein sollen. Ah, jetzt. Das hat 4 Beine. Oder? Nee. Hä?
The video is only 40 seconds long, and it depicts some sort of creature writhing on the ground in a field of snow. It eventually finds its way on its feet, and it shows us its glaringly white teeth, revealing just how oddly big its mouth is for the size of its body. We can also make out what appears to be a single eye reflecting in the light, which we can only see for a couple of seconds. Near the end of the clip, the video cuts to a slightly different angle, and we get just a few seconds of the creature walking slowly towards the cameraman. Throughout the video, we can hear a frantic narration from what's probably the person filming, but right at the beginning, we can briefly make out a second voice for just a couple
Einfach ein
seconds.
sehr, sehr abgemagerter Bär. Oder so.
While the setting in the video might appear to be some isolated snowy field, it actually seems to be fairly close to civilization. When the camera pans up briefly, we can see what could be 2 or 3 dim lights in the distance, although the only source of illumination in the clip comes from either a light on the camera itself or some other light behind the cameraman. Just like everything else we're going to talk about in this video, the origins of this clip are shrouded in mystery. There's a few uploads of it on YouTube, most of them posted by Russian channels, the most popular of which has 8,000 views. Searching hatefinn.mkv on Google doesn't exactly yield much information either.
Wait, aber ist das nicht echt. Achso, ich dachte, das wäre so eine Creepypasta-Dingsbumskirchen. Oder ist das das?
There's entries on 2 Russian fandom wikis called Secret Files and Death Files.
Ach krass.
As far as I can tell, these wikis both relate to a Russian genre of creepypasta, relating to files that can do some sort of damage to either you or your computer. Think sonic.exe or smiledog.jpg. The entries for hatefinn.mkv on both of these sites don't yield much information, and they both mostly revolve around a creepypasta somebody wrote about some supposed extended cut of the video,
Also quasi so eine Art SCP-mäßiges Ding.
which I don't think is actually real. The biggest
Nee, es war eine Zeitumstellung, Wintersonnenwende ist erst am 21. Dezember. Ah, okay, ich dachte, das war irgendwie miteinander korrelierend.
source of information I could find about this clip comes from a 9-year-old Reddit post on the RBI subreddit. The OP tells us that he's mirroring a post he saw in Iliauda, a Finnish image board. The post, which is in English, is asking for information about a thread the image board OP saw in 2010 or 2011. This thread supposedly focused on creepy images and files. One user in this thread uploaded a file called tumio.zip, which contained 2 files, finlandhistory.pdf and hatefinn.mkv. The OP accurately describes the video and tells us that he's been searching for it since 2013.
We can gather from this post that this video has possibly been circulating on the internet since 2010.
Das ist halt genau das, was ich meinte, ne? Also irgendwelche Foren einfach und irgendwer wird sich daran setzen und das ganze Mysterium lösen with the power of friendship. Es ist so
One
insane.
user on Reddit responded to the thread with a YouTube mirror of the video, which
immer Reddit.
unfortunately has since been deleted, but hang on. The OP says hatefinn.mkv was packaged with another file called finlandhistory.pdf. What was in this PDF?
Luckily, finlandhistory.pdf is pretty easy to track down. I found it attached on one of those Russian wikis. The file contains some pixelated text in Finnish that appears to be a little garbled in some places.
Kann es jemand lesen? Kann es jemand irgendwie sowas? Weiß ich nicht, aus welcher. Ich dachte erst, es wäre sowas wie Schwedisch, Finnisch, Estländisch oder sowas, aber ich kann es nicht genau pinpointen.
When putting it through Google Translate, it appears to tell a bit of a vague history of the Finnish people between
Finnisch! Ha!
mangled
Sehr gut.
nonsense. As it goes on though, it gets more and more uncanny, saying things like,
Hell, it is along the lake. The name Lucy sweeps over the land, and Lucifer destroys those who believe in danger. The world is destroying you. We don't control you. Finland, country of death. Death come repatriating your arm, break the bones and knock out all the joints in the blood. 400 horsemen of the land do not consider the hordes as mammon. The temples are destroyed. The sun falls like sand. God descends from heaven, and the prince from hell comes stabbed. Crows peck at his liver. Breathe death, fire burns, sinful lake. All guilty father.
This file unfortunately doesn't really reveal much about the video, and I was beginning to reach a bit of a dead end. The only thing I had left to investigate were the voices in the video itself. Maybe if I could find out what these people are actually saying, it could result in some answers.
I decided to post on the Finnish subreddit to see if anyone could translate the video, but I soon learned that the clip wasn't in Finnish at all. I decided to listen a little closer to the voices, and I really couldn't recognize the language.
Ich hätte aber auch eher, also ich hätte jetzt nicht an sowas so nordeuropäisch, ist das nordeuropäisch? Ich weiß gar nicht. Aber ich hätte jetzt nicht so mit so Schwedisch, Finnisch oder sowas aus der Richtung gedacht. Ich hätte halt eher sowas, weiß ich, sowas arabischstämmiges oder so. Oder so Pakistan, irgendwas in der Hinsicht. Also nicht, dass ich jetzt irgendeine Ahnung hätte davon, was das für eine Sprache ist, ja, oder dass ich jetzt Sprachen irgendwie super krass erkennen könnte, aber das war so vom Feeling her.
It certainly wasn't Russian or any other Slavic language. In fact, it sounded vaguely like a Romance language, but not one that I could make out. I decided to post on the RBI subreddit to see if anyone had any clues, and luckily someone did. I got a comment from a user who could not only tell me that the video was in Jopara, a Paraguayan language, but they also recognized the video. It doesn't come from Finland or Russia, it comes from Paraguay. This apparently was a viral video from 2010 of a supposed Louisan
Da war ich mit Paar ja schon mal richtig.
which is a sort of werewolf-like creature. Somebody in 2010 must have downloaded this video, changed the colors to make the grass look like snow, renamed it to hatefinn.mkv, wrote up a creepypasta to attach to it, and put it up on a Finnish image board, where it was passed around a completely different corner of the internet as a total mystery for more than a decade.
I really wasn't expecting to figure this one out, if I'm being honest. Makes me wonder how the next videos will go. Once again, before I say anything about this next clip, we're gonna watch it in full.
Einfach so aus 8 Sachen irgendwas zusammengepuzzelt und das ist so, I don't know, so, du siehst das und du denkst dir, das sieht so abgefahren aus, das muss irgendeinen Hintergrund haben. Das muss einfach so entstanden sein, das kannst du dir nicht ausdenken. Und dann war es einfach so, das ist so insane. Libelle. Ih. Wer ist er? Okay, das ist richtig typisches. Okay, what the fuck? Horror-Clown. Die Killer-Clown. Es ist wirklich diese Windows Movie Maker Regenbogen LSD-Trip Farbfilter-Dingens von mir, Alter. Weil lasst einfach aus dem wenn ihr Windows Movie Maker benutzt, dann lasst bitte die Filter raus, die jeder kennt, oder die Effekte, die jeder kennt. Es ist so cringe. Musik. Keine. Der Ballon ist weg. Das hätte damals perfekt so ein Deep Web Video werden können. Was so. Plötzlich Uncle Sam. Oh ja, da. Aber da waren ja so Stimmen drin. Das hätte man ja. Es wäre mal interessant, wenn man das so auf Normalgeschwindigkeit wieder zurücksetzt, was das da gesagt wurde. 1. März 98. Okay, da hat sich wirklich aber jemand sehr, sehr krass an der. Einfach irgendwelche random Google-Bilder genutzt und das da so zwischengeschnitten. Holy moly. Naja, gut. Das ist legit einfach irgendwem, der langweilig war.
This video, titled Sigue la Libélula, was uploaded on December 22nd, 2007, making it the oldest clip in this video. Over the past 16 years, it's amassed 33,000 views. Just like hatefinn.mkv, there's very little information to work from here. The title is in Spanish. When translated to English, it reads, Follow the Dragonfly. Other than the first and last shots though, the video has very little to do with dragonflies. We get a montage of various unrelated clips, starting with pictures of what appears to be fleas or some other small bugs.
Das ist ein bisschen wie dieser Cicada-Kult, von dem man auch noch so super wenig weiß. Dieses Internet-Mysterium über diesen, Gott, wie ist das denn? Cicada 33.1 oder irgendwie so was Komisches.
After that, we get a shot of what could be a
Aber die haben
doorbell
es irgendwie
camera at
mit
night with a
Libellen.
clown approaching it in slow motion, all set to some really creepy sounds that could be ripped right from a To the Ark video. After that, there's the maggots in the pan, the small bugs again, two images that I can't show you on YouTube that I will just refer to as medical mishaps, and once again, the dragonfly. The description of this video simply reads, It's a wonderful video.
Wunderbar.
Its author is called Weird Libélula, who's only uploaded this one video and doesn't have any information on their channel. In fact, searching this channel name on Google results in almost no information, making this video's author essentially.
Das war auch so weird. Damals konnte man einfach ein Frame aus einem, also in so einen ausgewählten, also von YouTube ausgewählten Frame aus einem Video als sein Profilbild erstellen. So sind damals diese ganzen weirden Profilbilder aus irgendwelchen Video-Frames entstanden.
Essentially anonymous. The first thing that sticks out to me are the visual effects. These 100% come from Windows Movie Maker.
Ja, 100%.
The hue shifting effect, the film grain, the sepia filter. Speaking as someone who used Windows Movie Maker for years, I can tell you confidently that this was made with that program.
Ja, voll.
The audio though, I'm not so sure about.
Aber diese komischen, die Audio wird, also das Verlangsamte und das schneller gemachte eventuell, aber so diese Rauschendinger und so weiter, die jetzt nicht von irgendwelchen Dingen kommen. Du konntest die Effekte auch irgendwie nur 3-mal einsetzen und es halt wirklich nur auf ein Drittel runter oder halt auf das Dreifache schneller machen. Aber was haben immer alle mit diesem komischen, bunten Regenbogen-LSD-Filter? Das gab es bei Obey the Walrus auch schon. Und bei irgendwas anderem auch. Das sehe ich super häufig. Also so gruselig fand ich finde ich das jetzt nicht, wenn es so aussieht wie auf einem LSD-Trip.
It's obvious a lot of sounds here are just slowed down or reversed. And in fact, reversing and speeding up this track by 2 times reveals that much of the audio in the video is just Antichrist Superstar by Marilyn Manson.
Lol.
The audio during the clown part
Geil.
is a similar situation. When reversing this and speeding it up by 4 times, we'll hear what sounds like cut up circus music. And you know what? Hearing this
Oh ja, das passt zu dem Clown.
paired with the clown clip gave me an intense feeling of deja vu.
Oh, das ist...
I had seen this somewhere before, I swear. I decided to search creepy clown video on YouTube with a before search parameter set to 2008, so we only get results from before that year, and I quickly found the answer I was looking for. I had seen this video when I was a kid, and whoever put together
Digga, er erinnert sich einfach an so ein fast 20 Jahre altes Kackvideo, was irgendwo mal hochladen. Gut, ich meine, es hat halt 7,5 Millionen Views, aber trotzdem.
Follow the
Holy
Dragonfly
shit.
apparently had as well. If the clown part was taken from another video, then what else was? Well, for
alles
starters,
basically, oder?
doing an image back search on one of those tiny bug pictures brought me to an article that linked to a video called You Have Life Form Living on Your Body. And this is the exact clip that's in the beginning of Follow the Dragonfly. This one was put up in early 2007, and it's about different forms of microscopic bugs that live on your body, like dust mites and head lice.
Boah, aber habt ihr euch mal so Bilder angesehen von so Tieren, also so kleinen Tieren, also muss jetzt auch nicht so klein, aber halt immer so Ameisen oder so, halt so von so ganz nah, Bruder, die sehen aus wie so riesige Monster plötzlich. Es gibt so ein ganz bekanntes Ameisen-Close-Up-Bild, das sieht aus wie von so einem Horrorfilm, so ein Filmposter. Da könntest du einfach einen Filmnamen drauf klatschen, ein bisschen irgendwie so, wer da mitgespielt, sieht original aus.
Considering that 2 of the longest
So
clips in
insane.
this video were ripped right from other videos, I'm gonna go ahead and guess that everything here was compiled from outside sources.
Natürlich. Ja,
But with
voll.
that being said, I can't actually find sources for anything else in this video. The maggots on the stove, for example, I tried doing some image back searches and also some search queries using the before search parameter.
Georgias Hangover Soup. Boah, die fressen das ja echt so. Ist ja widerlich.
But I wasn't able to find a source for it. And the same goes for that first Dragonfly clip at the beginning and the 2 medical pictures that I can't show you. The only other information I can find about this video
Huch! Plötzlich einfach E-Girl-Streamer.
comes from a Spanish language fandom wiki revolving around Obey the Walrus, which is
Obey
a
the Walrus.
huge
Wir haben vorhin drüber geredet. Ich habe vorhin über Obey the Walrus geredet, wegen dieses Farbfilters. LOL.
rabbit hole that would be very hard to explain quickly. If you want to learn about it, I suggest watching Blame It on George's video about the topic. But in short, Obey the Walrus was an incredibly popular viral video from 2007 that was notable for how creepy it was for the time period. It inspired many other YouTubers to make horror videos in a similar style. And according to this wiki, Follow the Dragonfly is one such example of this. I could definitely see how Obey the Walrus might have inspired this video.
Lol.
Not only is the name similar, but even the editing and the sound design is almost identical.
Ich hab's gesagt! Chat! Ich hab's gesagt! Ich habe es gecallt. Ich habe gleich die richtige Assoziation damit gezogen, zu sagen, dass dieses andere random Internet-Meme-Video dieselben Effekte genutzt hat wie Obey the Walrus. LOL! Das ist absolut insane. Ich bin
With its reverse
Gott.
children's music and even the same Windows Movie Maker hue shifting effect.
I think we can consider this case closed for Follow the Dragonfly. It was merely one of many Obey the Walrus copycat videos, using found footage from different corners of the web to create a unique piece of internet horror. You know, we've been able to find an explanation for pretty much everything today. Let's see if we can continue that perfect streak with this final video. Once again, we'll watch it in whole before we talk about it.
Boah, nein, Alter, jetzt wird's creepy. Okay. Ich weiß nicht wieso, aber ich finde so, ich habe instant ein schlechtes Gefühl. Das ist so dieser eine, wenn du random im Voice Call hockst. Dann bist du auf Warschau-Server in Valorant der eine mit diesem Headset. Da irgendwas rauszufinden ist halt absolut Lachen. Ja, alles ist ein Lachen.
Drug.mp4 was uploaded in 2017 by Crack My Brain, a channel that archives various obscure creepy videos, including hatefinn.mkv. In this clip, we can see a man, possibly covered in blood, talking to the camera in a pitch black room. The audio is completely mangled. It sounds like it's been passed through some voice filter that has a robot setting. While the camera seems to glitch out often, the date never seems to change, showing us June 2nd, 9999, which is 7975 years in the future.
Ja, der hat das, und ihr glaubt jetzt alle, dass er einfach nur das Datum nicht richtig eingestellt hat oder dass er das einfach nur draufgeschrieben hat, aber nee, der kommt aus der Zukunft. Da ist das gute Qualität in der Zukunft.
Honestly, guys, I can't find any information about this clip. Using visual searches, I was able to find a slightly earlier upload made by another creepy video archive channel in 2016.
Aber mit Bandicam abgefilmt. Lol.
But this obviously isn't the original copy, as it has a Bandicam watermark on it and the video is half the length of the 2017 version. The binary here merely translates to the word, that's. And that's pretty much everything I could find out about this clip. I made a post on Reddit about it, but I didn't get any responses. This one might actually...
Do you recognize this creepy video of a guy speaking with a robotic filter in a dark room? Digga. Als ob sich da jemand drauf gemeldet hat.
...come from a different reality.
If you have any information about drug.mp4, please let me know. And also let me know if you want to see more videos like this. I love digging through the depths of the internet to find information on stupidly obscure topics. And if you enjoy watching me do that, I'll make this into some sort of series.
Nice.
Anyways, guys, that's it for today. Hey guys, just injecting a little postscript into this video because I found some kind of interesting information revolving around Kuyang Dayak. One of the techniques I use to do a lot of research in this video is visual searching. This is something you can do on most major search engines. You just feed it an image and it will show you similar images. I didn't actually do that for Kuyang Dayak, but I probably should have because I did it now and it revealed some interesting info. My conclusion was that Kuyang Dayak was probably made by Cheapunk182, but that's not the case. Cheapunk182 just re-uploaded this video. And in fact, it has a pretty long history on YouTube. The oldest upload that I can find comes from April 8th, 2007, which makes this video the oldest one we talk about, not Follow the Dragonfly. And this one has 23 million views. That's crazy.
Wie ist ihm das entgangen, Alter? Holy shit.
That's like a total viral video from 2007.
Als ob das da nicht nebendran vorgeschlagen worden ist oder so. Oder keine Ahnung.
But I've never seen this before. It must have just been popular not in the West, I guess. As far as I can tell, this version of it is ripped from a site called aramad.com. And plugging this into the Wayback Machine, I can see this one article here. This is translated.
Was ist das für eine verstörende Seite? Ich finde diese Seite viel verstörender als dieses Video.
By the way, with Google Translate. And apparently this is a disobedient child who has turned into a vile creature. So I'm guessing people use this to discourage children from misbehaving lest they turn into whatever this creature is.
Yeah, parenting.
I still think it's one of these Pakistani sideshow attractions. Not Mumtaz Begum, some unnamed one. I haven't found the actual origin for this yet. Might be out there somewhere. This obviously comes from the early internet, so it's possible that the origin just is lost. I wish I could dedicate more time to looking for it, but man, I gotta cut this at some point or this video is just never gonna come out, but maybe I'll look at it later. I don't know. Anyways, guys, that's it. See ya.
Geil. Ja, ich finde es einfach absolut beeindruckend, wenn Leute so ähnlich Matsche sind wie ich, die sich dann einfach aus den weirdesten Sachen einfach so Interessen rausziehen und dann halt einfach so sagen, so, ja, wo kommt das her? Keine Ahnung, dies, das, jenes. Ich finde es einfach mega interessant. I don't know. Ich finde es einfach, es ist so richtig schön eerie und einfach so, keine Ahnung, so eine Erklärung zu finden für irgendwas, was man sich nicht erklären kann, finde ich einfach super spannend. Aber ja, mega.